Hey, Rhonda. Happy birthday, Tracy. Happy birthday to you too, Rhonda. Yeah, America Day is next week, next Friday. You come to expect a few typos when you do a live stream like this. Right, Bite? You don't know anything about having fat fingers, do you? Got to wait for it to melt a little bit. Say hi to your fans, dude. How dare you turn your back to your fans? That's really rude, you know. I know. Just so rude. I got some fireworks, but I'm not allowed to really fire them off here. You got to be careful. The police go around looking for you. I sometimes do little hit and run ones, though. I'll light something off and then go hide in the house for a minute. Ah, how can you hate fireworks? I guess I couldn't really hate fireworks. I grew up around Disneyland, and I was close enough to Disneyland that I could hear the fireworks at night. Wow. 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 Well, I just came off my 4-day work week, so I'm going into my long weekend. It's actually cool. This is a really long weekend because normally I'd go back to work on Thursday, but they decided that Thursday and Friday they were going to keep the facility closed for the 4th of July. And so I don't have to go back until Saturday. Now I'm on a 6-day weekend right now. So that's going to be pretty cool. I got a little woodworking project I'm thinking about doing this week, and I don't know. We'll see where what else happens. I sometimes like to do little road trip vlogs when I'm have longer than normal times off. So maybe we'll do something like that. Hello, Gene. What? Well, I guess we're really lucky then that you're using your last few microamps of power to watch us. Any idea how long it's going to be till the power's back? That's another advantage of that UPS that I bought for the computer is it's programmed to shut the computer off after 5 minutes and preserve the battery life. So I could use the battery to charge my phone for quite a while because it's designed to keep the computer going for 2 hours. But I programmed it so if there is a power outage that goes more than 5 minutes, it powers the computer down, and then I preserve the battery life. That way, if I need to, I can get power back on to the computer and get everything going again. Haven't had to use it yet, but yeah, you can't do a whole lot when there's no power, can you? I know I found that out about a year or so ago. There was a power outage that went for like 2 or 3 days here. It was at least 2 days. And the house was just starting to get to the point where it was getting to be hot. This house is very well insulated and takes care of itself very well in heat and cold, but it can only last so long and eventually it loses. It is, yeah. 6 days off is is pretty good. Now I was saying to the boss yesterday on the way out, it's like I kind of wish we were working on Thursday because we get like triple time if we come in on a holiday day. And so I think that was part of the reason why they decided to just keep the facility closed so they didn't have to pay the holiday pay. So that's a drag. I'll get some holiday pay because even on days I don't work, if it's a holiday, I'll get like 8 hours of regular pay, and so there'll be something there. But it's always a nice paycheck after a holiday. Oh, the rocks are good. I got some new ones. You don't want to see them, do you? Nah, nobody wants to see my rocks. How are you off until the middle of September? Okay, we got a request to see the rocks. This was kind of when I went into the shop last week, Kara was in sort of a rainbow mood. So she kept pointing me at rocks that had these really kind of cool rainbows in them. And so a lot of what I got has rainbows on it. This is just a kind of a pretty, piece of quartz crystal. But what you got here is like there's some of these little lines here. Those are tiny little microscopic fractures in the crystal. And sometime, and you got to get the light just right. Let's see if I can make it happen. You see a little bit of a rainbow right there when I get the light just right. Let's see. Yeah, there. So yeah, there were some really kind of cool rainbows. Like I said, she was way into the rainbows that day, and so that kind of got me excited. So I got that. And that's kind of a pretty piece. It's a really clear piece of quartz. Oh yeah, I saw a little bit of rainbow action there too, didn't you? Oh yeah, there you go. So I got that. It's just a piece of quartz, but it's really pretty. This is another one. This is called citrine, and this is another piece. And if I can find the rainbow on this one, there you see a little bit of it in there. All right. Look at the pretty colors in that. So that's a cool one. And I got this piece of smoky quartz, and Kara noticed that there was like a little rainbow in this piece right here. To get it just right here. Let me see if I can find it. That one might be hard because she didn't even know it was there until she was handling it in the process of me buying it. And it was just, I thought it was a really cool piece of smoky quartz. Had some really pretty cool pieces on it. And yeah, so that I got a couple pieces of smoky quartz, but that's a nice one. And then I got this piece, and I don't even know where she got this. This is almost a little controversial. This is a stalactite. So when you get into the caves and you see like the formations dripping down from the ceiling or building up from the ground, the ones that attach to the ground. No, wait, this was a stalactite. So this one hung upside down, and all these crystals kind of formed. And I don't know, I thought it's kind of pretty. It's got a little sparkly, blingy stuff. I'm actually thinking maybe of trying to hang this one upside down in the bookcase somewhere, so it actually looks like it normally would. Hang it from the ceiling or something like that. But that's pretty cool. Not really amber. It's more of a brown color. That's why they call it smoky quartz. Yeah, the quartz is gorgeous. I got a lot of quartz, but there you go. You can see a little of the rainbow in there. Pretty cool. I don't know. I think that would be a little too much hanging from my ear, or even as a pendant. Too much, I think. I don't know. Kara is over at the shop is really into what all the healing powers of crystals are. I'm not really into it. I like it because they're gorgeous looking. The truth is, I buy things based on, what they look like, and if there is any power coming from it, it's probably all neutralizing because, I'm getting stuff based on looks, not based on what it does. A ring? I don't know. That might be a little much too. It'd be great in a fight. Or really mess somebody up with that. Yeah, I like the shirt. Does it trip? It kind of trips me out a little bit when I look at it like in a mirror, because you look at it up close, you don't really get the effect, but you get far enough back, and the little white dots. When you're not looking at the little white dots, the ones that kind of outside your field of vision will appear that they're turning black. Do you see it? Yeah, I've seen some of that. I've got a little bit of salt. Mine isn't that big, but it's really pretty, kind of pretty. But I've seen some of those big salt rocks. Oh, yeah. Now it's finally melted to the point I can get some water. Oh, you have one that's 50 pounds? That's pretty cool. There's a big geode that Kara has over at the rock shop that I'm going to probably get one of these times. It's about the size of a basketball. So it's like this big around, and it's got just a little tiny hole on the top of it so you can look inside of it. It's gorgeous. Hey, Darth, been a couple weeks. We missed you, of course, as always. Yeah, I hear that. Life is good. I got another promotion at work, which I finally found out the kind of the details of it. Nice little bump in salary, so that's kind of cool. And I don't have to do anything more for it. So yeah, good, doing good. Life is good. Yeah, apparently the company's starting to be a little concerned about retaining people, and at least the good people. And so, my boss's boss, I guess, started looking at the pay salary rates and decided that I needed about a 10% salary hike to, get me up to where other leads and other departments are. So basically, it's just free money. I thought it was May the Schwartz be with you. Yeah, I did get some new rocks, Darth. As I said before, I've already shown these a little bit, but when I went into the store last week, Kara was in kind of a rainbow mode uh, or a rainbow mood, and she kept showing me all these crystals that, if you get the light just right, you can see a gorgeous rainbow. So I got this one, and let me see if I can find the rainbow again here. There we go. Got to get the light just right, but look at the colors in that. Very, very pretty. You said you got to get the angle just right. But that's got some pretty color in it. And this is another piece that kind of does the same thing. This is called citrine. The other one was just a piece of quartz. Look at the color on the top of that. Almost looks like an opal, doesn't it? So that's kind of a cool thing. And then I want to try and see if I can find them, because there is like a rainbow in this one. And you got to get the angle just right. And I couldn't find it before, but I got this cool piece of smoky quartz that supposedly has a rainbow in this little piece here, but you got to get the light just right, and that can be a challenge sometime. Kara didn't even know that had the rainbow on it until she was handling it in the process of selling it to me. I just got it because it was kind of a cool piece. So that was kind of fun. And then this is a stalactite. So this is like when you go into a cave and you got all the formations dripping down from the ceiling. Yeah, that's what this is. I don't even know where they got this, but I was actually thinking about maybe hanging this upside down on one of the on the underside of one of the shelves there, so it actually be displayed the way it was meant to be. Hey, Elvis. Yeah, Rhonda changed her name for everyone doesn't know. Gotta love me as Rhonda. Help me, Rhonda. Long time no see, Elvis. Of course, help me, Rhonda. That's Beach Boys. Yeah, it's gonna be about that hot here too, Elvis. Yeah, I like this. I like this living room. It's got good space in it. I got enough room here. I could put like a pool table in this area here, and I'd like to do it, but yeah, I'd love to have a pool table, but I don't know if I'd want to have it taking up all the space like that. Oh, Mike doesn't have to deal with the weather. He doesn't have any idea how hot it is outside. He lives in air conditioned splendor all the time, doesn't he? Yes, you are. You are spoiled. Hey, VNA. Well, like I said, if I had a room just dedicated to a pool table that wasn't in the living room here, I think, like I said, I like the fact that I have a huge open space out here in the living room. When I'm working on projects, when I was building my computer over here, I did it right out here in the middle of the floor. It was perfect. It was a perfect area to do it. Hey, Doc's here too. All right. Now it's a party. Oh, the TV's on the other wall. That's over here. See this little area here. I got the couch here. I got the lazy boy over there, and so it's kind of a little nook area here, and then the whole rest of the area is just kind of open. There's a TV in the guest bedroom, but I don't have like cable TV anymore. I don't get broadcast TV. I just stream stuff, and so and watch my own movies. No, I haven't done a lot in the backyard. Really couldn't there for several weeks on end because it was raining so much that the area was just kind of a mud puddle. And lately it's been kind of hot, but I think I'm going to probably force myself out and get myself to do some work out there because nature is actually starting to take over a little bit out there. The grass from around the area is starting to encroach into the planter area. It won't be a big problem that much because eventually it'll just get covered up and that'll be the end of it. But well, you can still come over and help me move bricks. I got to move about 1,000 of them and they weigh like 25 pounds a piece. Haven't been out of the house since Thursday. Oh wow. One of the first things I do on my weekend is set up the backyard for the wildlife, replace all the water in the bird feeder, put the food out for the squirrels, make sure the seed cage still has stuff in it. So I'm outside, first thing in the morning on Sundays, and actually did go for a walk last night. It was nice to go out for a walk. Saw Flash this morning. Flash is actually surprising me. She's actually four wheeling down the into the hole where I'm planning putting the planter, and I got like a big pile of dirt there, and she'll like crawl up the side of that and start eating the plants that are at the top. Well, I mainly dropped the cable because I wasn't watching it. It turned out I did it like 2 years after I moved in here, and in the 2 years I'd had the TV on twice, and one of the times was when I was turning it on after I got the cable moved over here just to make sure it worked. So if I'm not paying, if I'm not watching it, I don't want to pay, 80 and $90 a month for it. Well, the grandfather clock has worked very well since I got it over here and got it back into the case. The cuckoo clock is doing its thing. It's working right for the most part. Every once in a while, it doesn't chime the right number of times, and at some point, we're going to have to take it over and have it looked at. The guy told me that what he did was just maybe a band-aid last time, so I might, and he said it might require a little bit more serious work. So, like I said, last week on the live stream, on one of the hours, it chimed the wrong number of times, and but for the most part, since then, it seems to be doing it right. I do now know that after I raised the clock, I raised it high enough now because it went a full week this time without the weight touching the ground. In fact, when I rewound up the clock this morning, it still had like, an inch and a half or so before it touched the ground. So that's good. Raising the clock was the right thing. Hey, Jessica. Yeah, I hear that you're home. Home for mom's birthday, right? I haven't really found any of my clocks to be a money pit. I mean, I got a couple of them that need to be worked on. I didn't really do anything in the garden this year, Dot. Some of the strawberries came back from last year, so I'm going to see what happens there. But I didn't put anything in the tomato garden this year, so we'll see what happens. We might take a year off every once in a while. The main project this year is the planter, and that's gonna be a long term project. That's gonna take a long time to do. It does sort of look like the target screen on a Tie Fighter. Haven't been out to Lake Waco recently. We got a lot of rain earlier in the month, and a lot of rain last month. But it's been pretty dry for the past couple of weeks. All right, so you got all sorts of free produce, huh? No, I don't know if I want to go to Yellowstone in the summer. I'd like to go in the fall or in the spring when it's cooler. Because I don't mind if it's a little bit cold. I can put a jacket on and it's nice for a go out for a walk. But you know, Yeah, exactly. September, October. Once the heat started to break. Yeah, I have a Amazon Fire Stick. I like it. I actually got a couple of them. I got one on the TV in the guest bedroom too. Jordan got me into those. Actually, he used to be a Fire Stick user. I don't know if he still is, but there's a lot of good stuff you can get on that. And it's just a little thing that just plugs into the back of the TV. You got HOADs? Is it? I've never really tested the two. I think Jordan had a Roku too. All I have is Netflix and Paramount Prime. Definitely not getting Disney Plus. Huh, that's weird. I've never had any problem with mine. Well, I'm a Star Trek nerd, so I need I like having access to that. That all that stuff used to be on Netflix, but when they started Paramount Prime, they pulled it off of Netflix. So yeah, Paramount Plus does occasional ads. What they'll do is usually the first new thing that you watch, you'll have to watch an ad, and then they leave you alone. But I don't know. I think if you're paying for a service, you shouldn't have to pay see ads. That's just me. I mean, it's not like it's third party ads. It's ads for more junk that you can watch on there on Paramount Plus. So they're just advertising their own products. But this Paramount Plus still doesn't have any kind of clue what I'm into because the stuff they show me, for ads, I wouldn't watch if they paid me to watch it. Yeah, I remember Dot. I remember when that. Now it turns out a lot of the stuff they put on cable now, is just rebroadcast from different stations. So that does come with the ads, but I think in a lot of cases, some of the the like the HBOs and Showtimes and stuff like that on cable, I think they do a lot of times show stuff ad free still. My dad was really anti uh, cable TV. He was anti VCR and stuff like that. He just thought it would be a waste to be in it. We'd end up wasting more time watching TV, and he thought that wasn't a good use of time. But when I got to the point where I started earning money I paid to have a cable TV put into my bedroom, and it wasn't long before he had one, and I paid to get my first get the first VCR in the family, and then all of a sudden he loved that, and he wanted to. He ended up getting the VCR too, and so he just had to be kind of pulled kicking and screaming. It was the same way with computers. He actually had a computer before I did, but he was never really that serious about it until I got my first one, and he saw how cool it was. No, I haven't seen Alien Romulus. I don't have a laser disc player, but I have a couple of. I still have a few of my laser discs. I gave most of them away to that guy who did that crazy art exhibit. What was it that in Palm Springs? What was it? The guy that Robolights. One of the times before I moved, I decided I didn't want to move, a bunch of laser discs that I wasn't watching, that couldn't even watch anymore. So I ended up giving away about 90% of them to the guy who did the Robo Lights because I figured he'd build them into something. But I kept a few of them. There were a few of them I think that were valuable. I kept the original Star Wars trilogy on Laserdisc because right now that's like the best copy of the original version before Lucas started editing things. Yeah, I got the original Star Wars movies too. Yeah, my one of my phones used to have a remote too. It was funny. The When I was working at Disneyland, they had like flat screen TVs in different places in the facility. They would like broadcast like company propaganda into it, and they were high off the ground. You couldn't reach them, and the remote wasn't near. But I was able to figure out what kind of TV it was, and program my cell phone to be a remote, and I'd be the person always going around turning them off. I don't know what I'm going to do after the live stream today. This isn't going to be go to the rock shop day because that usually happens the week I get paid. I don't get paid until this week, so I don't know what I'll do. I've got an idea for like a woodworking project, but we'll see. Maybe we'll start working on that. I'm on a 5 day or 6 day weekend right now because what we were supposed to do is this is normally my long weekend, so I wouldn't normally go back till Thursday. What we were supposed to do is work on Thursday and get Friday off for the 4th of July and then go back for Saturday. But I guess the company decided, no, we're just going to take Wednesday and Thursday off. So at this point, I'm on a 6 day weekend. I don't have to go back to work until till Saturday. So I don't know. Want to do something good. Oh, you'll have to wait and see, Lindex. It's actually sort of related to my trip to the Museum of Illusions. It looks like maybe he's getting. I don't know that Matt has gone far enough subscriber wise to get ads, but did look like they were putting some ads on there. And I don't know what that little red and white screen is there. Oh, it's a YouTube ad telling me to try and update to YouTube Premium. It's like, why would you do that? Come on. No, just the museum. In fact, I was thinking when I got back this morning, I was thinking about it, and I realized, there was like a barbecue place that Jordan mentioned that was in Austin. I probably should have hit that, but no, that was just kind of a 1 day trip. It was about a 90-minute drive to Austin, and I probably spent an hour or two in the museum. The museum was great. That place was awesome. If you ever get a chance to check those out, it's definitely worth it. A lot of people are really getting tripped out on that spinning tube thing. That was a lot of fun. Too much traffic in Austin. I knew traffic was going to be an issue, but I was hoping it would be less bad than that, just because I wasn't really going all the way into Austin. This was um, just kind of on the north end of Austin. No, you didn't have to ask permission. They actually said take all the pictures, all the video you want. In fact, a couple of the scenes in that video were actually shot by the staff. They would hold the camera so I could get into the shot. So yeah, they encourage you to do that. So there was no problem at all. I was very upfront about it, and I wish I'd brought it. I had thought about bringing a tripod, and I wish I had. That would have been great. Because there was one shot that I couldn't do because I couldn't get the camera in the right place. I guess that's sort of a chain. I guess there's a bunch of them because I've been seeing ads now for one in Dallas. Yeah, Austin is not a place you want to walk around with your MAGA hat. No, I don't want a Trump sticker on your car either. You want a treat? That's why you're here, aren't you? It's all because of the treats. Saw a lot of aggressive panhandling out there. Stuff, at least stuff that I thought was more than was typical. One of the things I saw, one of the intersections. You know how sometimes you get people that'll like stand in the island in the middle there and panhandle with the cars as they're stopped at the light. These guys were actually going out into traffic and walking through the lanes, trying to get money. That's like really way more aggressive than you're used to. We don't see any of that in Waco here. I set all the treats on the TV tray next to the computer here, and you figured, well, why wait to be doled them out one at a time when I can just go grab them off the tray, right? That's what you think, isn't it? Just out of reach. Yeah, I mean it's a little bit more common in California. I haven't really seen them actually going out into the street though. Maybe that's a new thing, getting more in your face. Rhonda's mouth getting her in trouble. No, nobody believes that. Yeah, Dallas and Fort Worth are the same way, Dot. Which probably means Waco was the worst place for me to move because Dallas is here, Austin's here, and I'm right here in the middle. No, I don't want you stepping on the TV tray to get the kitty treats. We're going to move the kitty treats over here. I'll give them to you when you deserve them. Yeah, that's what happens when you try and inhale it, buddy. There, I think you got it. Wow, almost had to Heimlich my cat there. Of course, he hacks it up and then he eats it again. He inhaled his kitty treat and had to hack it up there a little bit. Weird cat. I have the weirdest animals. Hey, Ruth. I gotta say, I think that's the first time he's ever done that. I don't know. I want to look and see what Waco's doing for. I mean, they always do the concert and beside McLean Stadium and fireworks and stuff like that. Uh, this year they got Sister Sledge coming. I mean, I know who I've at least heard who Sister Sledge is, but I don't know any of the music. Yeah, he's still hacking a little bit. He's a weirdo. I got the weirdest critters. I think you got it now. You all right? Yeah, he's okay now. You gonna come back? Huh? I don't know. So I don't think CPR is the answer. I think Heimlich is the answer here. But no, I think he's fine. My crazy critters. Yeah, electric shock. Yeah, that's probably what he needs too, right, Bite? Well, the screen on the computer monitor says it's 86, but we're supposed to get into the 90s, mid 90s today, and it's been that way for a couple weeks, and it doesn't seem like there's any relief in sight. Yeah, it's just over there chilling now. It gets really humid here too. Yeah, in fact, it's money. It's funny. I went out and shot in the backyard that picture for the cover of the live stream, and the camera was cool because it had been inside. When I brought it outside, the heat and the humidity made the lens fog over. It took like 3 or 4 minutes before everything equalized in temperature, and I could start shoot pictures here. No, he's fine. He's actually coming back now. You'll probably see him pop up here because now he's going to think, okay, well, I need some more kitty treats here. I could swim in Lake Waco if I wanted to. Haven't done that yet. I do have a stand-up paddle board, but actually, I've been thinking might be fun to go get a kayak. You can get those at Cabela's. I shut off the AC in the winter. Yeah, I didn't actually count the cuckoos this time. It sounded about right. And the grandfather, that always works. Yeah, I guess I heard about that too, Yvonne. That was interesting. You think the grandfather is angry? Okay. It does ring out. I think probably what ends up happening is you might not hear it on the live stream. Because I would guess that there's probably automatic gain control to cut off background noise, and so probably when the sound gets to a certain level, it drops out. No upside down abandoned cars here that I know of. See if he's gonna go eat that. See if you can even find it. Once bitten, twice shy, huh? Yeah, he's still thinking with his stomach. Well, that's always good when you find an abandoned car in the bottom of a lake and there's nobody in it. That can kind of ruin your day. That sometimes happens when we spay and neuter our pets. And they call him lard ass and wide load, huh? That's funny. That sounds like good advice, Dot. You're good at that, Dot. I love Logan's Run. Great movie. No, no, nothing's happening with the cabinets right now. That's on indefinite hold. It's a good argument, Rhonda. Can't have double standards. You got to treat everybody the same. Well, when I went with the cabinets, it was two bad experiences. The first one was my final falling out with Lowe's, and they basically ripped me off. They never delivered after 4 months. I finally canceled the order, and and then I tried again and went to Home Depot this time to have them do it, and they got everything planned out, but I couldn't find a contractor I liked. There was a contractor I liked, but he never gave me a written quote. And then there were two others, and one of them gave, a quote that was so ridiculously low that I couldn't believe that I'd get any kind of quality out of it. And the other one, just kept trying to push me into her contractor in terms of getting the cabinets from them. It's like, no, I've got what I want. I just want you to install them, and I couldn't kind of get those two things going, and it just so we're just kind of on hold on that. Eventually I'll circle back to that, if you will, but for now it's like it's off the radar right now. No, promotion's done. In fact, the paycheck I get this week should be the first one with the new money. Well, I've been looking around trying to find people. There's something kind of near the Home Depot I go to called Furniture Row, and I figured, okay, I could maybe find somebody there, but it's just, you're stuck with Lowe's or Home Depot. That's your real options here. Yeah, it was a nice little chunk of cash too. My thoughts exactly, John. It's funny. Some people have good luck with Home Depot. Some people have good luck with Lowe's. Jordan's exactly the opposite. He doesn't like Home Depot. He goes to Lowe's. But I had too many bad experiences with Lowe's. And I've never really had a bad experience with Home Depot. Anytime there's been a problem, they took care of it. I haven't seen a Waco Facebook page that deals with that kind of thing. I do follow a couple of Waco Facebook pages that kind of give me, information about things about the past in Waco and stuff like that, and also, tell me about events that are going on. Flash is doing good. I saw her this morning. She was actually in the hole that I'm digging for the planter. So she's been hanging out in there. Oh, that's that's a bad mistake. Bad when you install a dishwasher and forget to connect the drain. Yeah, lawnmower works well. The lawnmower that I tried to buy at home or at Lowe's, and they failed to deliver it at when they promised, and then tried to put me on the beginning of the list, and then I ultimately went over and got my money back, and went to Home Depot and got a Home Depot lawnmower that's worked perfectly, that they delivered within 24 hours. A lot of chili left. Yeah, actually, half of it's in the freezer, and I actually pulled some of it out last week and was eating it for dinner. It's really good. Or become the next victim. What kind of an ending would that be for a live stream, huh? Oh yeah, he went out looking for a killer and ended up the victim. We had a bear in town. Lovely. We get some deer around here, but it's mostly like small animals like possums and skunks and raccoons. Mostly possums. That's what I've seen. I've seen a few skunks. Been a lot of rabbits around lately too. I guess they got a serial killer down there, Lindex. Yeah, it must be something special this year here though, Yvonne, because I don't usually see a lot of rabbits, and these aren't like big rabbits. These are little teeny tiny rabbits. I had rabbits as a pet when I was a kid. I'd love to do it again, but I'd be someone that would let my rabbits kind of wander free in the backyard, and I'm convinced that they'd end up being picked off by some of the local birds of prey in the area. That was my concern, Yvonne. Is that Even a big rabbit. I mean, there's some pretty big birds of prey around here. My I had a big white rabbit with pink eyes. Rabbit was the size of a cat, and so it was big. And he had basically run to the backyard in my parents' house in California. And I'd be concerned about doing that here because there's stuff here that's big enough to take away a rabbit that size. And the little ones wouldn't last a second. I mean, I worry about how the squirrels get around in here. Yeah, he was a big rabbit. It was it was funny. My first job out of high school was working at a vet, and the first thing my dad said when I took the job at the vet is, "Don't bring anything home with you." And the rabbit was something I brought home with me. And but what ended up happening, it was a big, beautiful white rabbit with pink eyes, and somebody brought it in. They didn't want it anymore, and they brought it in to have it put to sleep. And it's like, it's crazy. This is a perfectly good rabbit. So I ended up taking him home, and he spent the rest of his life with me. Had him living in the backyard and I even had him trained to use a litter box. I've seen some vultures around here too. They're ugly, always going after the roadkill. Well, maybe an indoor rabbit wouldn't be the end of the world. I mean, like I said, the one I had used a litter box. I didn't train it. I just put it out there and he used it. I didn't. I just put the litter box out there and he just used it. I think they're like cats because I never did teach Bite and Nibble how to use the litter box either. They just did it. Yeah, I've had dogs that did that. I had dogs that used to eat their own poo. It was so good the first time around. Let's give it another round. That would be a concern. Dot would be chewing the wires because you're right. They're rodents. I guess I've heard that too, Yvonne, because there was some sort of treatment that we did with the dogs. It was some sort of powder we put in their food, and that seemed to make it stop. I don't know if it made the poo less appetizing, which, I mean, I would think that that would be unappetizing to begin with, or it dealt with whatever that supplement that they were missing. So you got to find the one that the cats like, but the dogs don't, huh? They probably deserved it, Darth. Yeah, yeah, you don't want feral cats getting into your house. That's no fun. Cats and the dog are working together, it sounds like. Bite and Nibble were feral cats too. And Nibble never really mellowed out. She actually did mellow out quite a bit in her final months. Bite, of course, became the world's biggest lap cat. You got all your critters right next to you. Okay, so this is for you then. You're welcome, Rhonda. We aim to serve. Right, Bite? Don't inhale that one this time, okay? Wow. Could be both, Yvonne. That's right. Take out the competition, Logan. I had a golden retriever when I was a kid. He was a good dog. He was the one that ate his poop too. Thanks for stopping in, Gene. Good talking to you. Ooh, Yvonne had a weird thing happen. Tell us about your weird thing. Yeah, they never outgrow the lapdog movement once it started. Almost had to Heimlich you on live TV today, didn't we? Good question, Yvonne. Yeah, I run into that all the time on Facebook. You look at my Facebook profile. I have more people who follow me than I have friends by like probably like a 10 to 1 margin. You know, every few days or so, someone that I don't know follows me, and you go look at their account, and their account was created like 3 or 4 days ago, and has two pictures. So you know, it's just some bogus account that some probably some bot set up. So yeah, I'm a friend of the bots. You have a spider who triggers your door cam. That's funny. I got a piece of salmon out thawing. I think we're going to do that. I've been kind of messing around a little bit with more of an Asian flavor to when I cook fish. Because what I'll do is I'll put like a wasabi sauce on it. It's usually something I mixed up with wasabi and soy sauce. But I found like a dedicated wasabi sauce, and I want to try that on the fish and see what it's like. I've been to a couple of beer breweries in the area. Three of them actually. I've been to Bear Arms, I've been to Brotherwell, and I've been to Waco Ale Company. I'm waiting for Bear Arms to finish up their new facility because I definitely want to check that place out. Cheesecake in the air fryer, huh? Hmm. Oh, I'll probably take a nap when this live stream's over. I don't know. No, I think Bear Arms Brewery. It's a one-off company here in Waco. So maybe it's something else you're hearing, Yvonne. I don't think they're I don't think they're broadcasting or doing ads in other locations because there's only the one location here. Must be something else. You're not being fair, huh? Oh, firearms. Okay, yeah, that's an entirely different thing. Firearms and breweries tend to not go along well together, or go together really well. They make different things, Darth. I've seen a few things that I like. I wish like a Brotherwell Brewery that they put some of their stuff in the stores. I buy the Brotherwell Brewery stuff because I can get it at HEB. It's good. Yeah, go buy an AC unit. I like In-N-Out burgers. I know a lot of people aren't really a fan, but they're good. Thanks for stopping in, Dop. See you next time. I think there is In and Out here. Not a lot of them. Let's see. Let's see where the nearest In and Out is. Yeah, I thought so. No, right down there along the freeway, huh? Okay. Couple blocks from the Texas Ranger Museum. So there, yeah, we got In and Out here. Yeah, I think my sister's still coming to visit. What I want to do over the next few days at some point is I want to send her a list of things that we could do here, kind of get her excited about the trip. Because I know she'll want to go see the silos and maybe the Dr. Pepper Museum and stuff like that. There's a lot of things to show. I'll tell you that Health Camp Burger place I went to a few weeks ago. That was really good. No, I think well, it would be just her, but she was talking maybe about bringing my uncle and my cousin along. He lives in southern Minnesota, so both of them live in like southern Minnesota. Actually, no, I think my cousin lives up in the cities. Yeah, I love a good burger too. Hamburgers are one of my favorite things. Yeah, I don't know if they would stay here or what. The guest bedroom isn't really. I mean, I could deal with it because I mean this couch is a bed, and there's a queen size bed in the guest bedroom, and I even have the inflatable mattress I lived. I slept on for the first couple of weeks in the apartment until the bed came. So I don't know. We'll see how that works. Yeah, onion wings are great. Pizza, yeah, I can't go wrong with pizza. Pizza is probably my favorite thing. Funny how that happens, right, Yvonne? Talk about food and suddenly you're hungry. Yeah, bite's not going to move. Tacos, I mean, Mexican across the board is always good. That's a favorite too. Yeah, yeah, it's kind of hard to cook a hamburger without electricity. Actually, what I can do is I can cook on the barbecue because the barbecue has a burner. I love drinking milk. Milk is probably one of my favorite drinks. Jessica can put Logan on timeout. That's awesome. I've never broken a bone myself, Yvonne. Yeah, I just like the taste of it. So satisfying. Well, it's good in vitamin D. I don't know about vitamin C. You don't drink water, huh? Water, yummy. Look at those eyes. They're secretly saying, I'm going to kill you. Oh, yes. I still get, oops, he knocked my glasses off with his tail. How rude. Yes, I still drink grapefruit juice. Yeah, it's kind of disappointing though because HEB stopped carrying it, and so I've been having to order it from Amazon. Yeah, well, there is sort of a kind of connection between those two events, Yvonne. Just in the front, Darth. He's rear wheel drive only. The only carbonated drink I drink now is Sprite. That's the problem with holding bite. The fur starts flying and then it gets in your face. And I've never been able to stomach the cherry cokes or stuff like that. It's too sweet for me. Same reason I don't really like Dr. Pepper. I know that's probably not a popular opinion to take here in Waco, but a little too heavy for me. A little too sweet. Oh yeah, combing, brushing bite doesn't do any good. It just keeps coming out. Yeah, not into any of the cherry soda things. I think I put this on a video once, but I was looking at SodaStream at HEB and looking at different flavors, and there was one bottle that was in the area that was really close to the rest of them, and it looked like just another SodaStream flavor. I rotated it around. It was a bottle of Worcestershire sauce. Somebody apparently brought it over there and said it there as a joke. I thought that was funny. See, I don't even like cherry flavored beer. I'm kind of a purist when it comes to beer. Beer's got to taste a certain way. Never developed a taste for coffee. I think it's probably like me. It's probably like for beer. I probably would like good coffee, and I've just never had good coffee. But since caffeine doesn't do anything for me anyways, I've never had any incentive to try and find a good coffee. I just quit caffeine altogether about, I don't know, it's probably 10 years ago now. Just doesn't do any good. Doesn't do anything for me. Makes me sleepy. Never had an energy drink either. Never had a Red Bull or any of those. Just not my scene, I guess. Never been a wine drinker. I mean, I can drink it. It's just, I've never gotten to a point where I said to myself, "Gee, I could go for a glass of wine right now." I'm a beer person. Sorry, I am what I am. Shakes are good. Yeah, he does like a lot of Diet Coke, doesn't he? Never could stomach that stuff. Yeah, I'm with you. Anything that has some artificial sweetener in it, John, it doesn't do it for me. It tastes funny. It tastes horrible. Hi, Tony. What's going on in Mississippi? Now let's take a little bit more water here. Now 6 minutes to the end of the live stream, and I've just finished my first glass of water. I'm slipping here. Yeah, it's hot here too, Tony. It's supposed to be in the mid 90s today, and with humidity probably at the same level. Yeah, saccharin I think is one of those. Do they still make saccharin to put that in drinks? I couldn't stand like diet drinks that had saccharin in it. You Cowboys fan? I don't really follow sports that much, but Cowboys are kind of the big one in Texas here. But that's okay. You can say other things. I am too, Yvonne. I stay away from all sugar substitutes. Maybe next year. Yeah, I don't know. I don't follow it that close, so I don't know. Oh yeah, yeah. Football is the Dallas Cowboys. The what else do we got? Just local sports are big too. High school football, high school baseball. That's big in a kind of smallish town like this. It's one of the things I love about Texas. I have thought it might be fun to go to a high school game sometime. The problem is it gets a little bit complicated because Fridays and Saturdays are usually when high school games happen, and Fridays and Saturdays they work. So have a good weekend, Darth. Yeah, happy Fourth to you too. I'm off for the next 6 days, so I like that. That's true. I can't really think of a Mississippi football team. You don't really think about that until you start saying, okay, well, I mean, yeah, Dallas Cowboys, heard of them. Well, what do you think of when you think of Mississippi sports? Yeah, I wanted to go out and do some stuff. I got a woodworking project I'm thinking about, kind of inspired by my trip to the Museum of Illusions. That I might even start that today. There's a component that I got to start with. I got to get it first before I can go too much further. I get just kind of a picture in my head, but you know how those things work with me. It's kind of I got kind of a general image in my head where we're going, and we kind of put it together as it goes along. No, not another cabinet. I was kind of disappointed that more people didn't like that Museum of Illusions video. You know, YouTube ranks my videos based on how many people watch them. And of the past 10 videos, it ranked that one number 8. I thought that one was a really cool video. I don't know. You never know. Sometimes videos like that just take a while to get traction. We'll see what happens. But it's also just further proof that I still have no reason, no understanding whatsoever what it is that people watch me for. So I don't know. I guess they keep watching, and that's all that matters. It's not like I'm depending on this for a living, right? What was the last one I watched? I don't know. It's been a while. Logan's done with her BS, huh? Yeah, I'd have to go look and see what the last one I watched. I guess we could go check that out, see if I can figure out what it is. Like I said, it's been a while. I just don't really go out and watch vlogs. I kind of do my own thing. Let's see, what do we got here? Oh, Jordan has members only videos, huh? Oh, there's his trip to Bucky's. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't stumbled on it yet, but vlog myself watching a vlog. Yeah, that would be mesmerizing. Yeah, that was sad to hear about Amy. I guess they're burying her tomorrow. Yeah, I did see that there was that one that was like on Elvis's last days. I don't remember how old her kids were. Yeah, I don't know what was. Yeah, I never heard a cause of death. It was Jordan's girlfriend Amy that she appeared on his videos a couple years ago. I never got a chance to meet her, but she seemed really nice. I haven't met Katie either. Hey, Jeff. No, not the current girlfriend, not his fiance. Amy, the one that showed up on the vlogs a couple years ago, that was kind of a regular on the vlogs then. I am doing well, Jeff. I don't know. I don't know. I don't really know what was the situation that led to their breakup. So I don't know. I don't know if there was any feelings between them. At the end, I don't know. Like I said, I saw a couple of vlogs she was on. I guess she was a huge Breaking Bad fan, and he went to some sort of pop-up museum of Breaking Bad with her. I remember that one. Yeah, it's always sad when there's a young family like that. Something like that happened at work about a week ago too. Someone I knew on another shift got in a motorcycle accident. I guess about probably 2 weeks ago now, and died in the hospital. She had a young family too. Yeah, we're coming to the end of this one, so you gotta feed Moody. Is that what her name is now? Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I guess well, I mean, and who knows? It might be if he does go, it might just be a private thing that he doesn't do anything and about it. He doesn't vlog it, doesn't advertise it, just goes. Woman, it's time for lunch. All right, there you go. All right, well, I think I'm going to end this one. We've gone here. Oh, let's see what would. Yeah, Yeah, Yvonne's checking out. So yeah, I think we're going to end this one now. We've gone through our 2 hours here, and I'm definitely ready for a nap. So thanks everyone. We had a good time today, and I'll see you again next week. Good night.